Good morning, family and friends. It's Monday, and I'm just going to be on for a couple of minutes here, and I'm going to get on with my day. Um, it's been an interesting weekend. I did a little music, shared a little bit, caused a little bit of controversy. Not really controversy, but people sharing their opinions with me, which I appreciate. When people come with critical things or slightly angry and I take it in and it's like, okay. I always wonder why, the main thing is, like someone was just bitching that they think that people don't really are pretending to be my fans. I don't know what they're doing. What was your purpose in what is the problem? That's what I'm picking up on is you don't like something or something is not sitting well with you. Well, what is it? And why? I'm just over here living my life. I am sharing it publicly, which means I'm open to this feedback. So just as I said to someone else about why I was making what they thought a big deal about something was I'm just seeking clarity. That's all I think I'm trying to do. I didn't think I was making a big deal out of it. I'm trying to get clarity. It's going on because I want clarity. Okay. I'm attempting in these communications to do something different than I see going on in the world, which is to try and get some fucking clarity between me and the rest of the world. Maybe it's impossible, and maybe I'm fooling myself trying to do this, but that's what I'm trying to do. So I will probably will continue to get on here and kind of talk back and forth about things. I express frustration and anger, but I don't express hatred or dislike. And maybe I'm oversensitive, and that's why I need people to tell me. But some of the comments seem like there's maybe even possibly some dislike, hate maybe. And if it is, that's fine. But it's like, why? All I'm doing is over here making a video talking about what I'm doing. What you hating on me for? I ain't hating on you. I'm not hating on the person that was bugging me for their for my opinion. Last thing I'll say about that is, you have your perspective on it, but you're not me. You didn't receive the messages. You're not here. You don't. So I respect that. That's what it looks like is what it looks like to you. But I acted on what happened to me, and I I don't have to stand by it. It's what happened to me. Okay. So I know this is just a really prickly and it's like a walking through a landmine trying to discuss stuff like this and get clarity and somehow get it to the point where it's like it's okay for everyone to be okay. But I'm going to keep trying, okay? And I'm also going to keep trying to learn the hard lessons because some of these lessons are hard to learn, hard for me to learn, hard to take. You know what I'm saying? I don't like feeling upset. I always examine it. Why am I upset? Did I do something wrong? Is there something for me to learn? If there's something for me to learn, yes, I want to learn it. If I did something wrong, yeah, I want to stop doing it. But the other thing I understand is that we all have different perspectives and experiences, and our experiences all don't match. And so something I may do may seem untowards to someone else because their experience is different from mine. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, I'm a very reasonable and loving person, so I ain't trying to hurt nobody. So when I get the sense that some of you folks who come back at me angry and seemingly like like there may be some barbs in those words, I question, is that what's going on? And if so, why? What did I do to you? That's not what I'm doing, okay? And if I use my language is too strong for some of you, and it makes you think that that's what I'm doing, well, say so, and I'll work with that. Okay. Just like I'm asking you to tell me, are you hating on me or are you trying to help me be a better person? Because I don't need any hate. I've been hurt very much in my life. I don't need to be hurt by anyone again, ever. So if that's if you're coming at me with some negative stuff, hell yes, I'll fight. I don't need it. You don't. What are you coming at me for? I'm not coming at you. I'm not coming at anybody. Okay. So explain yourself is what I'm saying. Some of you folks that are giving me shit. Explain yourself. What the fuck are you giving me shit for? I'm over here sitting in my house, not bothering nobody, just talking to you, okay? The music I want to talk about right quick is some 10 inches I had pulled. Yesterday I was kind of doing a heavy thing, and the week before I had pulled this, one of the few metal records I have, Circle of Dead Children. What is the name of this? This is something I bought because it intrigued me. I didn't know anything about the band. Zero Comfort Margin. It's a 10-inch. I was intrigued by the graphics. And then I, saw one of those half and half type of pressings. So that's what got me to buy it. And I listened to it again last week, and I don't remember what I heard. I thought, thinking, this is all right, but not much more. So I just wanted to show that. Along the lines of that, one of the few other kind of heavy things I have is this 10-inch by Marilyn Manson, Personal Jesus. And again, it's not that I really think much of this version. I came across it cheaply. And so I hang on to it. Marilyn Manson is all right with me, but that music wasn't made for me. Here's a 10-inch that is cool. Autumn Fair on the Independent Project Records label. I think that was a West Coast label that they were really into letterpress, and so they would just, really get into the printing aspect of doing these records. Everything was limited edition. I just love the way that they would present things. Just really nice. I'd have to listen to this to tell you what it is. It's numbered. I just thought I'd show some records. Here are some 10 inches that I found in Chicago record shopping a few years ago. And these were just really, really nice to come by. My friend Gary Foster informed me, man, this is a gold mine. Count Basie Dance Parade. And these are in really, really sweet condition. Wonderful condition. There's one. Here's another one. Count Basie and his orchestra. The old Count and the new Count. Really in wonderful condition. I haven't played these in a while. Probably ought to give them a spin. Here's another Count Basie on Mercury. I'm sure the history behind the development and marketing of 10-inch records would be interesting. A couple more and then I'll go, because I'm not going to stay on long. Here's a Bright Eyes Neva De Nova split. This has been reissued recently, but this is an original 10-inch on Saddle. It's not on Saddle Creek. What label is this on? Crank Records. Nice package though. It flips open. Really nice, actually. The way it's presented opens up, as you see. Honestly, when I bought this at a show, at a Bright Eyes show, and when I got home and played it, I wasn't impressed. But what I have to explain is I don't listen to the words at first. I'm listening to the musical picture. And Bright Eyes is someone whose words really apparently matter. And so this is one where if I were to constructively criticize him, it was like, well, man, it's like, what's with the out-of-tune instruments? That would have been my question. Okay. So I think, I'm still thinking about what I said earlier. It's like whatever people's criticisms are, well, come with them for heaven's sake, but remember what I said before the videos of the recent music I made. It's like, this is just me at home playing music, putting it together. I'm not trying to make a symphony and finish it and complete it so you can, I'm letting you in on how I do things. What's the problem? What's the problem? Here's Boris, Damaged. And this is just real cool. It comes with a DVD. This is a split, I believe. Yeah, Stupid Babies Go Mad on one side and Boris on the other side. I love this design. That's killer. Comes with a live DVD of both bands. Pretty nice, actually. I like this package quite a bit. Last thing I'll show is a band called Salt. I think, again, they're from Sweden, maybe. But I heard this song on, I think this is 90s. I feel like I've already answered Jeff's thread when he came to the house. So, and I'm just really at the point where making lists is hard, I can hardly remember what year shit came out anymore. It all is blurring together. Like, this is 1995. I had to look. Is this 90s? I was thinking, this is 90s, isn't it? When I first saw this video and heard the band, I thought it was a guy. I couldn't tell it was a girl. But, no offense, hon. But I really like it. And again, it's another colored vinyl. And Stevie was commenting about, is everything colored vinyl now? It's definitely kind of lost its specialness to a degree. But I don't know. It's the way people are doing things. So it's okay with me. I know that I do intend to do my next release as like the last one. A smaller portion will be colored and the main portion will be black. Last thing I'll show is not vinyl, but I keep it in my 10-inch record section because of the size. And what it is it's a sampler, a really nice one put out by 4AD that's pretty collectible, called Lilliput. And it's bound like a book. Might have shown this before. It's got a little metal 4AD stamp on it. And it's got 2 CDs. One in the front, one in the back. And it's called Lilliput, and it's like a sampler of what, the main artists that were happening on the label at the time, with the beautiful 23 envelope graphics. Spiria X, band started by cat that was in Primal Scream originally, Pale Saints. I just love the aesthetic, the original aesthetic of the 4AD label. It was bought years ago from Ivo, and that aesthetic changed. Not necessarily in a bad way, but definitely changed. I still respect the label. I always wanted to be on the label, and actually did contact Ivo in Digital Sex. And I think Steve, the singer, has the letter from Ivo, written by Ivo, where he said, well, we're interested, but would you change the name? Maybe we should have. I don't know. So once again, folks, I will maybe that upset some of you too, that I restate things, but that's who I am. And are you going to change for somebody else just because they don't like the way you are? Do you really expect that I should change just because you don't like who I am? I just want to say, if you get the sense that I'm flipping people's shit, call me on it. That's not what I think I'm doing. If you can point out to me something I might need to be a little more tactful about, I'll listen. But if you're coming at me hateful, I want to. Why?